little bit excited because today we're doing one of my favourite forms of fishing, something I grew up doing, fishing a river for trout. And today I'm really going to be using hard-bodied or diving lures to try and target some bigger fish. And while there's plenty of small fish in these rivers, a hard body is a great way to find some of the bigger fish that lurk in these sort of waters. It's all about traveling light. I've got my backpack with some drinks in it. I've got my waist belt with my tackle in it, which I'll put on when I get to the area that I'm going to start to fish. But for now, we're just going to hike along the edge of the river, work our way upstream till I get to a sort of a better looking area that I want to start in, and from there we'll keep working our way up, fishing upstream as we go. So the weather's nice, let's hope the fish play nice. Let's get to it. Too good to pass up, so I'm going to get myself sorted. Backpack off. As I said, got my drinks in here, sunscreen, all those bits, but that is my fishing kit for the day. As I said, it's all about traveling light. So backpack back on, and in here I've got my leader, some 6-pound Yamatoyo, some 8-pound Vanish, and then in here we have that, my box of hard bodies. Okay, and you'll see they're all like a minnow sort of shape, hard to go past your Rapalas, like your CD5s, brown trout, rainbow trout, they love all this stuff. I've got some bigger things here like double clutches, some crankers, some other Rapalas, so we can mix it all up, a few spinners if I need, but it's really about throwing hard bodies because I'm trying to find that bigger fish. I basically say going trout fishing without a Rapala, it's like going to a barbecue with no sausages. So you've just got to have them. The CD5, floating 5, whatever it may be, is such a fish catcher around the world. I love them. They're made of timber. They just swim so well, and trout absolutely smash them. I'm just going to go with that guy, that little rainbow trout, to kick it off. So I will be changing lures a lot. So I'm going to run a snap instead of retying the lure every time I want to do it. So, or change lures. Now, if you've got a snap or your rig at the end of your rod and you want to get it off, the worst thing you can do is grab the line and pull the rod round like that. That's how you snap your rod. So you've got two ways of doing it. You can either pull line off like that and just shake the rod tip, and as you can see, that hangs down. Or the other one, if you get the rod like that, if you're ever going to pull line off the reel, pull it directly through the rod. See that? I'm not actually bending the rod at all. I'm keeping it dead straight, pulling the line like that, drag off the reel, and then we have this here. The other one is give yourself something to work with. Everyone tends to start fishing and they're trying to put their lure on with the line up here and doing that sort of stuff. Again, that's how you put a hook in your finger, because you slip and you get hooked. Give yourself plenty to work with. I generally always have it sort of between there and the reel. That way we've got slack line. We can work with it all right in front of us, and life is so much easier. Just open that tiny little decoy snap, click that on, shut it, we're ready to fish. Got him. There we go. And you see what I was doing there is I started back here and I made a cast and I made a cast, and I was sort of just working a metre up each time because those fish are facing into the current. And let's see, come back this way, mate. Here's a nice brownie. So, you know, I made 4 casts, got to that point where obviously that fish was sitting, and we got him. Just so good. You find a spot that you think looks good, you fish it with a lure you're confident in, and I have so much confidence in a Rapala. He's a nice looking fish too. That is as good a looking trout as you could ever hope for on my all-time favourite trout lure, Rapala. That hook's right where it needs to be. Get that sunlight on him. He's getting those spots, getting ready for spawning season. But he is in great condition. Look how thick he is through the shoulders there. Little pliers there, watch this. Pop that out. Lure can just sit there. Swim off, mate. He's like, what was all that about? It's funny, love my marlin fishing, all the big fish, but there's just something about a river and trout. Got him. Work my way down. It's obviously hard to try and pull the fish up current, so if possible, I'm going to try and get a little bit below him. He's a nice one. And we'll drag him across into this really shallow stuff and try and land him there. And what this is the head of a pool, or this is actually the head of a rapid, the big pool. So this is the tail of a pool, head of a rapid. And I'm starting here and I'm working my way up. And this guy was sitting right there just before it gets really shallow. So he's sitting there waiting for food to get swept up towards him. You see there, they still swim. He's literally got his back out of the water and he's still got plenty of purchase. It's a big fit one sitting in this fast water. As you see, that little Rapala, rainbow trout, just looks like a rainbow trout. They have no qualms about eating their own kind, that's for sure. And as they get into spawn mode, they'll want bigger lures, and it's more of an aggression bite then, but when they're chasing the big browns in the spawn, it's fishing like 11 centimetre size lures. But we'll get this guy back because there should be more fish through this whole area. As we get to that slower water, there'll probably be a brownie or two. Just getting his breath back. Oh, he's off. There we go. It's time for a change. I'm going to swap out from the Rapala. I'm going to go something with a bit of flash to it. Something gold, because we're going to roll through this deeper pool here. It's still got flow, but he's a little bit deeper. So we'll chuck him back there. And I think I'm going to go with this guy, that little cranker minnow. Gold flash, red eye, sort of see through from underneath. He'll probably pull about sort of that 4 feet deep. We'll give him a run here. Oh, there's one. And what's working here is you've got the main flow there. It's a little bit slower here, but you've got structure, you've got snags and all sorts of stuff going on here. I watched him come up and eat it. Oh, hang on, I'm caught up in the tree. He's caught up in the tree. He's a nice fish. Same principle, cast sort of upstream, sweep that lure down. The good thing with your slower water too is that you can obviously wind the lure slower because it's not coming down quite as fast, so you're keeping that lure in the strike zone for longer. Look at that beautiful pink stripe. That is a sensational looking rainbow trout. It's a female, it's got that little bullet head. The male had that bigger jaw. That is a sensational fish. We'll pop it back. But most of all, I'm hoping, there you go mate, you all learnt a few bits and pieces about river fishing, because there is thousands of rivers throughout Australia where there's not only trout but other species, and the principles are the same, whether it's jungle perch up north, a trout down south, you know, that up and across and sweep and the prime areas, you'll catch fish no matter where you are.